Right, good evening. It is just about evening. Folks, welcome back to Pentiment. Sorry I'm slightly late. Got sidetracked with something right before the stream was due to start. But I'm here. Better late than never, I suppose the saying is. Well, I've had a very busy couple of days. Obviously I went to Birmingham on Wednesday for work, so got back at 4:45 this evening, and rather than thinking to myself, I'll have a nice restful evening before I play football at 9 o'clock at night, I thought, no, I'll play some more of this. So, yeah, I'll give you, well, I travel for managers' meetings, and when we travel for managers' meetings, fellow managers are there, so when we stay overnight, we go for a meal, have a few drinks. You know, when I go to Birmingham, I'm going to see my trainees, so I'm on my own. So on an evening, I'm like, can't really be bothered to go and sit in a restaurant for a meal. So I started ordering takeaways, basically. So I got back to my room, messed around on my phone, thought it's pretty warm, could go for a lovely stroll around Birmingham. Maybe they put me in a travel lodge. Maybe go up the road to the nearby Five Guys, get a peanut butter milkshake, which is one of my favourite milkshakes ever, the Five Guys peanut butter milkshake. And I thought, no, that's not good calories, is it? I won't do that, so I continued to sit and do nothing in my room. I took my tablet with me, loaded my tablet up, put some YouTube videos on, and the TV, because I like to have ambience in the room. So I put the TV on as well. And it got to about 7:30ish, and I thought, it's getting a bit peckish. And I decided I was going to have an Indian, a nice curry for dinner. I've not had one for a little while, and I thought, yeah, I'll have a nice curry. So I went to Uber Eats, scrolled up and down the reviews, and thought, oh, this looks like a nice place. Good reviews. Looked at a few menus. This was the best menu. Had some dishes that I liked, so I ordered the aubergine curry. Love a bit of aubergine. Why is it a black screen? It shouldn't be a black screen. Oh, it is a black screen. Why is it a black screen? Let me fix this issue. God's sake. Right, let's capture a specific window. And let's capture Pentiment window. Let's try that instead. See if that works. Oh, there we go, look at that. Just like magic. Oh, it's your birthday, Shelley. Happy birthday. You're joining me for your birthday. I am definitely honoured. Is the screen supposed to be dark? Sorry. Happy birthday, Shelley. Hope for the next, because I'm going to be streaming to around about 8:30ish, because I'm playing football at 9 this evening. So hopefully the next couple of hours will keep you entertained on this auspicious day. But yeah, I basically went for this curry. So I had the aubergine curry. It said it came with potatoes. When it came, there were no potatoes in it. So that was a big disappointment, because, you know, I like a bit of potato. I like a carbohydrates kind of guy. And I specifically didn't order the main dish that had potatoes in it, because the aubergine curry was a side dish. So I ordered the main dish without potatoes, because I thought I'm getting potatoes in my aubergine curry, so I'll order something different. So when I didn't get the potatoes in the aubergine, I was mortified. Anyway, I ordered a paneer tikka starter, which is just little chunks of paneer done in a tandoori sauce and cooked. And I ordered for the mains the chicken and spinach balti, one of the a favourite of mine. So it arrived, and it was a very reasonably priced restaurant. Now, I get a certain level of expenses to be able to spend on an evening meal, so it's not as if I was forking out of my own money, but, you know, nonetheless, I still look for a bargain where I can. And when it arrived, oh yeah, and a naan bread, garlic and coriander naan, and a chapati as well, because I like a bit of a lighter, something light to scoop up the juices, you know. So I proceeded to open this big bag that came, and I thought, ooh, that's tuck in. I mean, I wasn't starving, but I was, you know, peckish enough. And I started with the paneer tikka starter, which was completely tasteless. I was like, oh, this has got no taste at all. I can see the red, like there's being a tikka sauce kind of slapped on these things, but clearly they haven't been marinated for long, because the flavour hasn't gone into the paneer at all. It was just tasteless. So that was very disappointing. So I took a bite of one and then chucked the rest in the bag, and I thought, I'm not eating the rest of them, I don't like them. Good start. So then I cracked open the curries, and it wasn't a good sign that there was loads of oil in the bag and all over the containers. I was like, oh, it's not a good sign. Opened up the aubergine curry. Smells alright, smells okay. Took a taste of that. Tasteless. It had some flavour, but not enough. I mean, I like a bit of salt in my food. I'm bad for salt, but even for me, you know, I can tell when something's got salt in it, just not enough for my taste. This might as well have been devoid of salt. And I was in a hotel room with no access to salt, so I couldn't even put any salt in. I was like, oh, if I'd have put some salt in it, it'd have been much more palatable, because the flavour wasn't actually that bad. So the aubergine curry was like, I had half of that, because there's just no salt in this at all. It's just flavourless. Seasoning, come on. So put that to the side and thought, right, we'll go with the chicken spinach. This is going to have to hopefully rescue it for me. Open that up, and it was. This was where the oil was, because it was swimming in the stuff. I was like, oh. Biggest pet hate of mine is I can't understand it when curries are literally swimming in oil, because I cook my own curries and I cook them very well. And if I do say so myself, my mate cooks curries. We cook traditional curries, and I've had curries from many a restaurant, and there is no reason to have them swimming in oil. There's just no reason for it, other than, you know, how you just like chuck a couple of teaspoons in it, tablespoons in at the end, just for a laugh. Now, funny enough, out of all of the things that I had, that was the third dish. It was the one that had the most taste to it. It was like, oh, okay, at least this is... So I kind of drained off a lot of the oil into the sink, mixed it up a bit, and then had about half of it. Because I don't want most of this, because it's clearly full of grease. Not good for the inside. So I had half. So I had half of my main curry, a couple of spoonfuls of my aubergine curry, and one paneer piece out of 28 quid's worth of curry. And half of the naan bread and the chapati. The best thing of the entire night was the fact that I went over the road to the Sainsbury's local and grabbed myself a sachet of Horlicks and a peanut butter chunky, Kit Kat chunky, which was delicious. Because I always like a bit of sweet after a curry, or after a Chinese, or after something salty. Although the curry wasn't salty, but nonetheless. It was completely the opposite, devoid of salt. But yeah, I didn't complain. Of all the curries that I've had this year, takeaways, and don't get me wrong, in Leeds I tend to go to the same place, because you pick your favourite, don't you? But even I've had curries that's not been in Leeds, and curries that have been in Leeds from a different takeaway when mine's been closed, and this by far was the worst. In fact, I often find that it's whenever you go for a curry, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a takeaway, there might be not quite to the flavour that you like it, whatever, but I've always found them to be something you can eat, because it's got flavour, spices in it. They usually salt it very well. It might not be quite as I like it, but you know what, it's eatable. This, worst curry I've had for a long time. So I haven't left a review, but when I next log on to Uber Eats, which could well be another month or so, or however long, I'll be leaving a review way after the fact. I was like, what, I don't live in Birmingham, I'm never going back there, I'm never going to use your services again. And the review average for that takeaway was 4.7. And I'm like, either you've got your mates to review it, or a lot of mates, because there's over 400 reviews, or you've had a bad day in the office, or maybe people that order from you have got unrefined taste buds. I don't know, but yeah, wasn't impressed at all. I was mortified. In fact, I was right looking forward to that. Oh, since lunchtime, I was talking to one of my trainees, and we were talking about food, and that's what put the idea in my head to have a curry, because we were talking about curries, and I was, oh, do you know what? Now that we've been talking about them, I feel like having one this evening, so I'm going to order one to my room. And then for all that disappointment, horrified. But anyway, no such horrors this evening or this morning. I had my Greg's sausage and bacon sandwich, bap, roll, balm, whatever you want to call it from whichever part of the UK you're from. With tomato sauce, of course. And I even tried for the first time, for an extra 50p, 55p, the hash browns, which were really nice actually. So that was a hearty breakfast with a pumpkin spice latte. It's now pumpkin season, don't forget, it's coming up. That was really nice. And then for lunch I went back to Greg's again for my Mexican southern fried chicken affair with a side of wedges. And that was very delicious as well. So you can always rely on Greg's to pull it round if you had a bad food experience. Greg's, you can never go wrong. Pasty sandwiches, you know, even the salad pots. I didn't have one, but I was tempted. Their salad pots look really nice as well. I'm going to have to try one. And only 280 calories in the Cajun chicken one. I also did an onion bhaji one as well, which looks really delicious as well. You've never had an Indian curry nagisa? Oh, then you're going to be in for a treat. Well, not if you order from the right restaurant, that is. Bloody hell. Order from someone like I've had it, and you might be disappointed. I don't know. Right, you're still waiting for Cyberpunk. What, are you waiting for me to play Cyberpunk? It's on the list. That's all I can promise. I'm finishing Baldur's Gate 3 first. So Cyberpunk won't be coming until 2025. That's for certain. Sculptor, good evening. Good to see you've made it. Oh, you're thinking of playing it yourself. Oh. I don't know how divergent the paths are, because sometimes you can watch and still be happy because you can pick different branches and go off in different directions. But I mean, not sure how that would be the case here. But anyway, that's the flim flam. I'll give you 10 minutes. We've got to crack on because I'm finishing at 8:30 because we've got to go to football. So let's continue on with our Mr. Marler, Master Marler. Andreas, was he called? Marler. The talkative, Latin speaking and reading, enjoying the frivolities of life kind of guy. Let's just refresh ourselves, shall we? I don't know what this is. Prime 6. Still can't figure out. I didn't Google it, in fact. I was going to Google it after the last session. Right, let's have a look quickly. Let's refresh ourselves. We have the Gurner's taxes. We don't know when we're going to return with those taxes, but we will at some point return with those taxes that we managed to prize out of Brother Matthew. Now I'm watching a second playthrough. I'm watching another playthrough of this from an LP that I've watched for. I used to watch his. Was it his Pillars playthrough or another playthrough? A Tyranny playthrough certainly, but I think he's German, so it was great to listen to him talking through this and providing some background context to some of the stuff that I was seeing. So it was really, really, really good. And we're having to go to the Scriptorium, which we're here now. So let's just refresh ourselves if we need to. Where I was going to look for a certain screen. Where is it? I was going to look at the screen about me. Where's my screen? There's the map screen. Ex Libris. Is that me? There we are. That's what I was looking for. So yes, we are a Latin fella. We know Italian, a little Greek. We know Italian. We know a little Greek. We know Latin. We're a man of many languages. We studied in Italy, of course. Had a great time seeking out pleasures wherever we went. We're an artist. I can imagine we get many things that we like and desire. We're a creative fella. We enjoy the finer things in life in many, many ways. Oh yes, and we also studied medicine too. So we are familiar with the human biology particularly. Aren't you just, Mr. Marler? Aren't you just? Oh dear, what a character. And of course he excelled in rhetoric, persuasion, talking, persuading. Hence why we were able to persuade Master Matthew, I imagine. And we can also turn our hand to public speaking if need be, although perhaps not quite so much if we can avoid it. But if we need to, then we're capable. I picture him as a charming man, is our Mr. Marley. He strikes me as a very charming individual. Charming man. Right, okay, Scriptorium, here we come. For a charming man, a Scriptorium enjoys the finer pleasures of life. A Scriptorium, having just entered it, seems like a rather dull place. Oh, Deary me. Oh, how happy days. Here I am, stone walls, people in silence, poring over parchment. Couldn't think of anywhere better to be right now. Oh my gosh. Right. Let's walk around first. Yes. I can feel the excitement brewing. I'm spending my day here. To the Old Bailey. My God. This place is where it's all happening. I don't think it's a stone. Yeah, the stone. It wasn't so much the stone. It was so much the ambience of the place. I mean, look at it. It's like somebody's died. So we've got Guy, or is that a guy? We've got Adoc, and we've got Piero. Piero's the guy that's working on the Baron's stuff, right? You speak from experience. Perhaps it's just me that, yes, like-minded people sharing the same visions and bouncing ideas off each other. There's probably something I'm missing to this experience, but I'm sure Mr. Marler will enlighten me as we converse with our colleagues here. Good day, Andreas. Isn't it just? How's it hanging, Guy? Brother Guy? Brother? I thought it was like a gangster brother. Hey, brother, how's it going? With a H. It's a spelling error. How's it going, Brother Guy? Yeah, it's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making? Contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Teacher's pet here. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priests both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. No offence if people enjoy writing scripts for abbots nowadays, but 40 years of this? Oof. I'll leave you to it. Right, I'm going to read the glossary updates after the conversations, because in the last session I was reading them during the conversations. It kind of interrupted the flow a little bit. So I'm hoping that because I didn't click it, I still get to see the glossary updates for Burgundy. So powerful, obviously Burgundy, we know from CK2 and stuff, Duchy of Eastern France, that became a province in 1477, known for its wine, art, monasteries and courtly fashion. Strikes me as the kind of place that our Andreas would like to visit. Wine, art and courtly fashion? Oh, yes, please. Brother Adoc. No, sorry, I didn't mean to speak to you again. Sorry about that. Got you all excited thinking you were popular there. God bless you, Andreas. God bless. How are you feeling today, Brother Adoc? What does that say? Ormill? Awful? What the hell is that? Ormill? Oh, he's speaking to me in a different language. I am well. Silly me. I can't read. Is that Latin? Italian? I don't know. It's sounding Italian to me. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one later. I look forward to all of you. Oh, it's an anagram. Ormill. I am well. Aha! Aha! Clearly, he is a linguist because he got it right, Ollie. So it's rather unfortunate the person prodding him around the screen isn't quite so switched on. Literal nut. Literal nut. ta-ta, tu-chi. I was never good at the word. I was really good at the numbers on Countdown as a mathematician. The letters on Countdown, I was never great. You know, the occasional 7, mainly 5s and 6s. Could never get the conundrum hardly. Come on, Andreas, answer us. Come, give us the answer. Ah, yes. Until then. He is really good, isn't Andreas is switched on here. He's saving my bacon. Right, okay, and here is Brother Piero. So this game actually is a little bit longer than I realised. I think Shelley mentioned it's about 20 hours, but yeah, it's a decent length. We could be going for at least 15 streams here. I was solving it, so sorry. It's like Countdown. You've got 30 seconds and then we're done. In fact, next time we speak to brother, what was he called, Adoc. When he puts the Amagran on, I'll have the countdown music ready. The countdown music. Dun, 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 dun. See who can get it from the chat first. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. Yeah, and Andreas always strikes me as the kind of person that's always jovial, always happy, brings an aura of, happiness with him, always brightens up the room when he arrives. 15 to 20 hours. So about 30 hours for me. Completely correct. Completely correct. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. So, yes, we've got many storm features, storm detectors here. Good old Big... What was he called? Big Josh? Big something or other? Names. The big fella. The son of the guy's house that we're staying in. Big Jethro, Ginny... We're going with a J, didn't it? He smells the storms. Brother Adoc feels them in his bones. Oh, God. What about you, Brother P? I feel it in my beard. The twin beardy thing means the storm's coming as well. Jorg! I knew it was a J. Big Jorg says that. He's just said what I said. Well done, Andreas. Great minds think alike. Brother Adoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Oh, we've got jokers in here. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adoc? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. See, look, we've caused chaos in the Scriptorium. Everybody was working away quietly until we arrived. Okay, Brother Guy, we could side with the older fella, or we could tell the old man here to calm the hell down. Oh no, do you know what? I don't like either of these options, to be fair. We'll just not intervene. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realised that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course, that's why he is visiting. Yeah, let's talk him and more manuscript working. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you won't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Oh dear. Yeah, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone. What's so special about this fella that nobody in this town seems to like anyway? Or someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Like the, yeah, circle of life, guy. Mors etiam daphnidi secula venit. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Death also came to Daphnis of Sicily. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Oh, we said both of them. Andreas, Baron Rathvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kersau is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Nice chatting. Now it's time for me to join the scribbling club. Oh, right, yes. I need to reference the Indemar manuscript. So whilst he's pondering, let's just take a quick check on some stuff here. Indemar, a prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. Yes. Let's go and get something. Where are we going? What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indemar manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What? I'll get to your question, chap, in a minute. My hair looks messy. Are you hitting on me? Do you like my messy looks, Adina? Of course we're saying this. No, because I was dreaming about you. You naughty boy, Andreas. Liar. Could I just get the book? Ugh. That's all that way upstairs. Can't you get it without? Can you get by without it? No, I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just gonna ask Illuminata to get it. Who the hell's Illuminata? Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Liar. Andreas? Sister Illuminata. I'd like to borrow the Indemar manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. I'll be extremely prompt, Sister Illuminata. Thank you so much. Oh, where's he going? We see him coming from a mile off. We ignore him till he gets here. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? No, you can't. It's a surprise. Oh, I'm just joking. Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Oh, yes. The composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. Oh, yes, we've got figures, ball here. It looks like, is he a hunter or maybe a farmer? Got a bit of colour foliage. Then we've got all this fancy smanchy thing around the outside. Oh, very nice, very nice. The contrast of colours is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Yeah, I know, but it just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It is an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indemar manuscript almost exactly. so? What's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Yeah, you go, sculptor. Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it. Even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for the truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint, here we go, to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptorium anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit, so fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. What about me? And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ding dong. Is it prayer time? Where has the time gone? It is already terse. What is terse? I'm interested. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m. 9 in the morning. One of the little hours of prayer. Terse precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. There's a lot of praying and meetings, isn't there? What time will you guys start? Yeah, they must be cracking on from dawn. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule. What's the rule? I'll get to that in a second. Until later, Andreas. Yep, later. I'm a bit busy. Why are you hopping along to prayers, Mr. Andreas? Oops! Oh, how clumsy. Oh gosh. Is that puzzle device that we saw earlier? What's going on in here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Right. What's his job? Talking, having fun, drawing things. We're working towards becoming a master of something. What's the plan for the rest of the week? There's not any more plans really. Tomorrow is Friday, which means weekend festivities. I've got nothing planned for the weekend this weekend. Saturday I'm going out for lunch to a place that I've never been before, but I've always wanted to visit for quite a while, called Blue Sakura in Leeds. It's a restaurant. That's all you can eat. But it's one where they cook everything fresh, though, and it's got some Thai, some Japanese, and some Chinese dishes. The teppanyaki. If you like sushi, it's got loads of sushi, maki rolls. I'm not the biggest fan, and it's got some more traditional curry, sweet and sour dishes, and some of the deep fried stuff like the spring rolls and the chicken wings and stuff. So. Really looking forward to that. So Saturday's should be good fun, and then after that I'll probably go to my mate's house in the evening. Sunday will just be football, and this Sunday is definitely going to be chilling out. I've had a very busy week at work and travel. So yeah, I think Sunday will definitely be a day of rest. How was birthday dinner with Mum? Oh yeah, birthday dinner was Monday. So birthday dinner was very nice actually. I have got a couple of videos that I took and a couple of photos. She got the hanging kebab, which when I decided to play games with it on the dinner table and start swinging it, pushing it so it was swinging around, I can't help myself sometimes. We were both in hysterics. The place was pretty empty, to be fair. So yeah, I had a nice starter of it's kind of a Greek-inspired place. I had a chicken thigh and I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a Greek kebab, kofta, lamb kofta. So it was lamb kofta on a stick and a chicken thigh marinated with spices as a starter, with the most delicious salad that I'm going to have to recreate. It was shredded carrot with orange juice squeezed on it, some other things in it, and some raisins, and it was delightful. Served with half a pita bread. It was a pretty big starter, to be fair. So you've got a kofta, a chicken thigh, a bit of side salad with this lovely shredded carrot thing, and a small naan, basically, to put everything in and make a little wrap out of it if you wanted. And it was delicious, an absolutely delicious starter. If I could have had 2 plates of that, and that would have been a nice hearty meal for me, to be fair. And then for mains, I had lamb rump, which because I obviously love lamb, with green beans, which I didn't eat, some garlic potato, little miniature garlic roast potatoey, fried potatoey things, which were a bit hard, to be fair, but we got a side of parmesan and truffle chips, which were absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. But the lamb was a little bit fatty. And you know what made it worse, to be fair, is that they give me a regular knife, and I could have asked, can I have a steak knife please? Because some places when you go for and have lamb, they give you a steak knife because you're cutting through meat. So trying to cut through this kind of bits of fat in this lamb, which were quite stringy and a bit fatty, and with this little normal knife, was proven to be a task. And rather than ask for a steak knife, I just persevered. So I was rather disappointed with the lamb, because it's very rare that you can get lamb wrong, for me, because I just love the taste of it. But by the time I'd finished with the lamb and eaten as much as I could, there was still, I think half of it was fat and gristle, and the other half was meat. But it had a nice mint sauce on it, so it was quite tasty. But it was just too much of a faff to eat it. So for me, the starter was absolutely outstanding, and the main was quite average. But the chips, parmesan truffle fries, were absolutely delicious. So on the whole, I enjoyed my meal. My mother had the hanging kebab, which she wasn't overly fond of the meat because it had chorizo in it. She didn't like chorizo, so that wasn't a good start. It had pork belly on it, which was, I love a bit of pork belly, so she gave me a piece of that. And then I also had a couple of the bits of chicken on it too, because she by the time she'd finished messing around with it, she was like, I've had enough of this now. So yeah, really nice it was. And then we came back and had, rather than having the dessert, we just came back and had dessert at home, because it was like, the desserts were not doing it for us either. But yeah, Right, anyway, so there you go. That's my plans for the weekend. And that was Monday too. So we've got a couple of updates on the old glossary here. I don't think people-wise. Maybe people guy, maybe? Who's Lucas? Brother Lucas. I think we've seen Brother Lucas before, surely. Have we not? Brother Lucas. There's everybody. Vladislav. I want to get rid of the ones that we've already seen. Ulrich. Yeah, we've seen all these guys. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so glossary. We got a couple of terms there. The Rule. The Rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the Rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. The Prince Bishop of Freising. Okay. Rule of scattered territories. Okay. And that's everything. Still say, oh, there's Brother Guy. We didn't see Brother Guy, did we? A Burgundian scribe. Brother Guy is respected for his swift hand, but generally disliked for his mean spirit and two-faced sycophantic behaviour. Father Gernot entrusts Guy with writing the Abbey's most important documents. Really? And Brother Adoc, known for his beautiful handwriting and love of anagrams and fish. Who doesn't love a good bit of fish? Not me, I must admit. And who's Daphnis? Sicilian shepherd, who according to Greek legend was the inventor of pastoral poetry. In stories, he was the son of Hermes and a nymph, and was a follower of the goddess Artemis. He died young, the victim of a jealous Naiad? Okay, that's everything now. Right. So, what's the matter, Sister Illuminata? What was that noise? I just spilt my ink pot. Good grief. I'll get your underlinings in a twist. Got all the paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferrant came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed and left. Rather odd behaviour. Unless it's his usual routine to do that. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Ferrant should know better than that. How dare you slam books closed? The crime of the century. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. Well, there is that. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he's on edge, since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the Scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica, Clara? No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries in Cologne, Fulda and Mainz? No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferrant so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only know that he purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Ooh, a treasure hunt. How lovely. I was hoping to work on my masterpiece, hint hint, but I'll take time out of my busy schedule to help you out. I understand, but there is rarely a time when I am in the Scriptorium and the brothers are not present. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the Scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Alienade. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10, 3 inches thick. Lovely. Is that lobster thing? Is it not? I have to try this. Bear with me, Phil. Yeah. Nice. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Or are we being facetious? What? Nuremberg inches are what colour are the covers again? I think I cut him off there. Reddish. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favourites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Illuminata. Here we go. So we're on book hunt. Turkish takeaway lamb ribs. Ooh. I don't think I've ever, in all my time eating lamb, I've had lamb shoulder, I've had lamb leg, shank, chops, liver, kidneys. I was going to say stomach, but I don't think I've gone that far. I don't think I've ever had lamb ribs. Ever. I didn't even know they were a thing. If they are, I'm going to have to research this and give them a try. You'll have to let us know how they are, Cham. Oh, don't rub it in, please. Anyway, I'm eating. This is my pre-football snack because I don't like to eat a full meal before football. But I thought I'm going to be hungry before football, so my mum's kindly just rustled up a bit of lobster bisque from a can, of course, but spiced it up with some stuff. With a slice of garlic bread with cheese on. But, yeah. Lobster bisque as a soup. Extra cream in it. Delicious. But messy. I'm eating it over my keyboard, which is not a good idea, is it, with sloppy soup? Perhaps I'll put my keyboard to the rear. Seeing as I'm not using it, actually. Right, here we... Oh! There's a fair amount of wear on these, I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Alienid is not one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Alienus chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. More fool him. Italian non sponte sequor. In my best Latin accent. Is that a thing? Latin accent? In my best Latin. With a Yorkshire twang. I do not go to Italy willingly. I did not make you for a scholar of Roman poetry, Andreas. Ah, there's many things you don't know about me, Sister Illuminati. Worse it is in my memory. I'm not sure why. Probably out of the love rather than duty. How well you know me. Anyway, do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in Miss Abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously, I've noticed. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting, we ask ourselves in ponderance? She's exaggerating, it's fine, says the devil on our shoulder. How would you know? She's exaggerating. We're going to go with the devil this time, I think. Right. It's not that dire, surely. How would you know, Andreas? How could you? Men are not sorted with the same sieve of life as women are. There are fewer places where we fit. Even in stories we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of man. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. I'm just going to check the football time here. I always get to this point and think to myself, have I got the football kick-off time correct? I'm sure it's 9, but I just better make sure. It's 9 o'clock. I've always got horrors. It's never happened yet, to be fair, but I always have a horror of rocking up to football and the game's finished. Or getting a message at like 8:05. Where are you? Where I'm sat on the computer. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you're not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now, the books, if you please. Really, I was enjoying imagining myself in this lovely boat, but hey. Bit of background there. There's a shortcut key for these, probably. I might learn them. It might be easier. So, glossary. We've learned something. Mainz, obviously, on the River Rhine. The home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primer Germain, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Important fella. What else have we got? Should be a way to quickly get yourself to the unread bit, because obviously there's one that we haven't read, so we have, rather than rifling through the pages, if it would just take us to the unread bit straight away, that would be a little bit easier. There we go. Fulda. Town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the centre of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. And the divine reading. Thoughtful reading of a meditation on scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It's a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Oh yes, and we have also got the Aeneid. Chronica Clara. So we mentioned that. A clear chronicle, a history of the universe from creation to 1082. Written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. Cologne. Large, powerful, free imperial city on the River Rhine. Major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. Also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the 3 wise men, represented as crowns on their arms. Still a famous cathedral to this day, the Cologne Cathedral. My mother's been there, actually. I haven't. And the Aeneid, a poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggled to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Okay, so there you go. We are learning things as we progress through this game. If ever I go on a quiz show again and I get any questions about these things, perhaps an alarm bell will ring in the back of my head. I know that answer from a video game. Like many things I picked up in my time. Okay, so Richard Guerin, green cover. A man that rises from impoverished origins to go on a heroic adventure, or adventures, and discovers his noble parentage. Originally printed as or published as a manuscript, enjoyed greater success as a printed book. Still debating whether the text up here is actually following our adventures or not, but anyway. A green book. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adoc was reading it. Brother Adoc, wherefore art thou? There it is, right there. Atop a steed. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amedeo Rusco of Lugano. It is a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. Why not? A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. What a life. You forget the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. Oh, what's the harm? Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew. There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? Could receive a 5th for all I care. Said that in our heads clearly. We didn't want to take her off any more than necessary. I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amedeo Rusco's property. The book, please. All right, fine. Don Quixote. I don't know, I could read that. Don Quixote is partially about books like this, to my understanding. 10 times as delicious as any of those curries last night. A simple bit of lobster soup. It's full of flavour. Nice spice to it. Salted to perfection. Delicious. Why did I finish work at 7:20? Because sometimes I'm the maker of my own downfall. So with certain tasks, I put them off till the last minute, and obviously I was going to Birmingham, where I was going to meet with my trainees and have one-to-ones with them. So obviously when you go to have a one-to-one with a staff member, you need to do one-to-one prep. You know, look at the performance, get their figures together, look at their flexi hours, look how much leave they've got left, all the rest of it, and prepare for the conversation. It just so happened that because I've been busy at work, because I've only been on my own for 6 of the past 7 weeks. No, that's a lie. To August 5. 4 of the past 5 weeks I've been on my own when there should be 2 of us, because one of my colleagues got temporarily promoted. I had to wait for she went on holiday for 2 weeks before that happened, so there was 2 weeks where I was on my own, and then another week whilst we were finding the replacement for her, and then the replacement came in, and then he's gone off for a week's leave. So yeah, sort of 4 out of the 5 past weeks I've been on my own, which means I've got 20 staff instead of the 12 that I should have. So it's been rather busy, and so I've basically put off doing my one-to-one prep until Monday, Tuesday, and on Monday I got done what I planned to get done, which left me with one-to-one prep to do on Tuesday for 4 people. I thought I can get that done in a day, but then I had my car went in for a service, so I didn't start until late, because I was supposed to start at 6:30 until 8 and get at least one of the people done before I take my car to get the service done. But I ended up thinking, I can't be bothered, I'll get up at 9. Get up at 8, go take my car in and start work at 9. There's no point of getting up and slogging on for an hour and a half, and I thought, just forget it, can't be bothered. So I had to lie in and started work at 9 after taking my car to for the service at 8:15. So that was that. Then I went back, came back home, started working, and then at 10:30 took a 2-hour break to go somewhere and do something that I shouldn't really have done, but I decided that, you know what, my day's already knocked out of the park, I'll just go and do this chore and come back and start work properly at 12. So it ended up being 12:30. I came back ready to start work. So I ended up working from 12:30 until 7:20, finishing my one-to-one prep, which wouldn't have taken me 7 hours ordinarily, but I ended up getting 4 phone calls and having to have 1 meeting in between that time. So yeah, it's my own fault to some degree, because I could have done the one-to-one prep a little bit earlier than this, but my excuse was I have been busy this past few weeks, and things just got punted to the back end of the pile of things to do. So that's the latest I've ever finished in the civil service. So I always finish at 3:30, 3:15, 3 o'clock. The latest I ever finish usually is 4-ish. I finished at 6:30 one time, because I was doing I was marking application forms. You know, people had applied, so we call it sifting. We were sifting for applications. So I finished late on that, but that was an exceptional circumstance. So yeah, I don't plan to be doing that very often, I can quite assure you. Still working away when everything is going dark outside is not good. Not a good place to be. But some people do that. Some people happily start at 12 and finish at 8. And I'm like, I'm not one of those people. No. I like to be finished for 3, 3:30 at the latest, so that I've got all afternoon and all evening to enjoy to myself. Can't think of anything worse than finishing work at that 7:20, having your tea, and then before you know it, it's time for bed. No. Right, anyway, we shall carry on. There is only one more book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. She's teasing us. teasing us. You're still at work. I shall pass no comment. But I'm glad you have joined us. This is clearly the best way to enjoy work. Okay, so red book. She gave us the dimensions, and here it is. I'm a big soup person, right? I may have mentioned it before. I love my soups, and now that it's getting towards autumn time is a great time for soups. You know, a lot of the vegetables starts coming in, a lot of the root veg and stuff starts coming through, your pumpkins, you know, stuff like that. Great time for stews and soups, and especially as it starts to get colder as well, although at the moment in the UK, if you're down south, cham, you're getting 25 degrees today, whereas up in the north you're getting 20. That extra 5 degree difference is massive. Yeah. But yeah, I love a soup. And I've got to say, pumpkin soup is one of my favourites, especially the one that I do myself, because I make it to my own specifications, of course. Not that other people's pumpkin soups aren't nice, because they are, but I like my own because I put lots of garlic in it, put cream in it, and spice it up with a bit of extra spices such as a little dash of cumin, and put some paprika in there as well, and you know, obviously enough salt. I don't over salt it for my taste, because that'll probably be too much salt for a lot of people's taste, so I put enough salt in for it to be nice, and then I add a bit extra afterwards for myself. Lots of pepper, lovely jubbly. But I must say that lobster bisque, if done right, is probably right up there, top spot, even more so than pumpkin soup. But the thing with lobster bisque is you find that it's just not a very common soup. A, I wouldn't make it myself for a start, and B, you find somewhere in a restaurant that does it. Not very many. 30 plus here in Ottawa. Is that unusual for that time of year where you are? I mean, it's not massively unusual for it to be 25 here in September. I mean, it is autumn, but it is actually officially, in some calendars it's autumn, but it's not summer. It's not autumn and summer until the 21st of September. So in some ways that the seasons are worked, it's actually still summer for another 2 days yet. And we have had, and we do tend to have in the UK a lot of what we call Indian summers. I don't know where the phrase came from, but they call it an Indian summer, where you get like a last blast of heat right at the back end of summer or into early autumn. So this is quite a common phenomenon for this country, is to get a last bit of nice weather. And when we tend to get this Indian summer, straight after the Indian summer's finished, next week or the week after next, it'll be 12 degrees, freezing, and that's the last you'll see of the sun until next April. So yeah, it's been really nice to be able to walk around in a t-shirt and stuff. And yeah, I'm a bit gutted that I was really lazy yesterday, because it was a lovely, pleasant evening, and I could have. And if you've never been to Birmingham, I think technically has more canals than Venice. Interesting fact. So I walk around the Birmingham Canal, not quite walking around the Venice Canal, don't get me wrong, because some of the canals are in a bit seedy area, but some of the canals are right nice, near the shopping area, near the jewellery quarter. I could have had a nice pleasant walk yesterday evening, but I didn't, and I'm regretting it now, to be fair, because it was about 17 degrees at like 8 o'clock last night. It was really, really pleasant. But anyway, there you go, got distracted. So this book, the guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it for some reason. Very good, please bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. What do you mean you don't speak French, Andreas? You speak Latin, you speak Italian, clearly, a bit of, what did the description say? I thought our description did say he spoke a bit of French, or was it not French? Was it a different language? When I said, oh, he can speak many languages, I thought French was on the list. You're slipping, Andreas. Clearly. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Oh, it was Greek. Sorry, Greek, that's it. Italian, Greek and Latin. It's common for the hot Indian air to come up through the Asia and Europe. Oh, is that what it is? When you put it like that, it makes complete sense. Okay, interesting. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mahler. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous? When did the bishops condemn it? 200 years ago. We still haven't destroyed it yet. Bloody hell. Exactly. Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content is in question. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. Fume silently. Yeah, we're not going to persuade her otherwise, are we? Chuntering away to ourselves. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. No, if you're going to destroy it, I'm not going to give you it. We like books. I mean, we're a man of art, and, good texts. Form of art, of course. I mean, I wonder if we can ask this question first before we make a decision not to give it back. I'd rather give it to keep it willingly rather than just say, I'm not giving you it. We'll risk it, we'll ask the question first. I do. So Mother Cecilia and Father... So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. No, I'm not giving you it. I'm not playing ball. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. You are playing with fire, Andreas. Stop taunting her. That's not funny. I'm serious. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. What was the deal? What was the deal? You weren't going to do anything. Free me from bondage wasn't. Is that what she said she was going to do? I'll free. No, that was the final. What was the deal here? We've had that much fun talking about books that we've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be getting out of this escapade. Is it worth the deal? Whatever she's going to give us, or keeping a book that needs to be read, obviously. Although it's in French and we can't speak French, so we could get it translated though. She was going to tell us about Baron Rathvogel, that was the deal. Ooh, now then. Oh, it's just one book. Just one book. We can't even read it. But it's like being told when you can't do something. As a kid, more so, but even as an adult, when somebody tells you you can't have that, you can't do that, what do you think? You think, At first you think, why? And then it gives you that temptation to want to do it. As a child, don't touch that. As a child, ooh, they're going to touch it. Of course, if you don't tell somebody don't do something, the human's natural reaction is to want to do exactly what you've been told not to do. So, oh, you can't read that book, give it here. Why? No, I want to read the book now. You've said don't read it, so clearly now I want to definitely read it. This is a painful decision. What can she tell me about Baron Rathvogel that I can't figure out for myself? We are in good speaking terms with the man, but don't forget though, lots of people around here don't like him, and he's rubbed people up the wrong way, so we do want to find out exactly what's going on. So find out about that, or find out about this book. I think we'll and plus we don't want to get in people's bad books really around here. Till we've finished our masterpiece at least. Ooh, we are not done with our negotiations yet. Perhaps we can use our persuasive charm here. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. No, I don't think she's going to go with that one. Appeal to your duty as a librarian is not to destroy the book. Yeah, she's quite dutiful, but then she's probably more dutiful to the fact that she's been told to destroy it. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the Abbey. Far away. Nobody will know it's in my possession. Compromise? I'll be gone by the time Father Gernot asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. How about that? I'll give you a get-out-of-jail-free card, I get to keep the book, and you're still telling me about Baron Rathvogel. Deal? Flutter our eyelashes as best we can. You got something in your eye, Andreas? No? Look, I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. Come on now. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. Still flinging her eyes at her. Come on now, Mrs. Illuminati. Come on. It's me you're talking to now. Andreas here. It feels right enough in my heart for both of us. Oh, isn't it? Look at him go. Look at him go. Persuade Illuminata. Orator background. Offer to help Illuminata reluctantly. Oh, no, we didn't persuade her. This is saying no. Oh, because we didn't offer to help her. Willingly, we said, oh, we've got our manuscript to write, therefore, oh, I'll help you. Because we said that, we can't take the book now. Oh. Curses. Curses. Never mind. I don't think so. That doesn't even make any sense. Charm Offensive 101 failed. We've got other angles we can try here. I'm not convinced that these two other reasons are gonna do anything at all, but I think we've got to try at this point. Consider... I'm going to appeal to a duty. I don't know if we are going to basically tick her off that much that she's just going to refuse. But we're going to try all our or every angle we can possibly think of before we have to give this book over. So now we're appealing to her sense of duty. You're a librarian. You can't destroy books. Consider the horror. My duty is to God and to the vows I made to the rule. What about the librarian's rule? The rule to protect books? Ooh. That's still a no. We've got admiration for the Irish scribe. We've got quote of the Aeneid. We've got book shouldn't be destroyed. And then we've got offer to look to it. That's only 2 downs. And we've got 4 up arrows. Why is it still a cross? No. You just made that up. That should have been a success, surely. Oh, last chance saloon here. Consider the theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. More sound than a condemnation from 3 bishops of Paris? Yes, but we're not in Paris, are we? I mean, who are you going to trust them? Them or me? Thank you for making my decision so easy, Andreas. Maybe it does punish you for repeated attempts. Oh, possibly. Did you leave university voluntarily or were you expelled? Ooh, burned. She's a hard nut to crack, is this Sister Illuminati, isn't she? We'll have to remember this. You know, the game says this will be remembered. This will be remembered, Illuminati. Mark my words. Fine, take it. Look, I understand your frustration, but this is for the best, Andreas. Thank you. That was fun, actually. A simple conversation, but such fun. Oh dear, fine. Now then, Baron Rathvogel. Quickly though, I need to finish up here soon. What, is it 7:20? Sorry. Right. What does this mean? She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Holy cow. You said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kinds of books? How long has he been visiting the Abbey? He seemed unusually friendly. I don't understand. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia to say. He said he had some scandalous details in it. Right, guys, come on. What do you reckon we should ask? I'm going to bring you into the conversation here. What kind of books he buys from the Abbey would be quite interesting. It might give us a bit of give him some insight into what kind of things he's buying. Tell us a bit more about what he might be getting up to, maybe his personality. How long he's been visiting? Nah. Unusually friendly with me. Yeah, that could be interesting, but she's not going to have any insight into that, probably. So I agree, it's between 1 or 4. So, what kind of books, or what is it about this one particular book that he might want to read about? First question, because Andrea said you can only ask one. Oh, Baz, good to see you. Yeah, so it's got to be a good one. So yeah, I'm yeah, 1 or 4 for me, definitely. I think if we look at what kind of books he buys, that's more than one book. Gives us a bit more of a insight, perhaps. And if we talk about the 4th question, then she might just tell us about what's in that one book, which is not potentially going to be as useful. I mean, it might be, but I think if we ask about what kind of books he buys, that might give us the most information out of him. What is so scandalous? Finding out what is so scandalous also gives us insight into his thoughts. Actually, that's a good point. Could be. That might give us a bit more specifics rather than asking what kind of books he buys, which might give a bit more vagueness, perhaps. 4 would give us, yeah, a bit more specific detail. Yeah, I agree with that. Having thought about it again after all his comment, yeah, definitely. Okay, let's go with 4. That is more specific. It's about one specific book. He's mentioned it. We know he's interested in it. What's in it that could be of interest to him? Go for it. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? And don't be coy now. Remember the deal. I have heard of it, but I have never read it. And I know little about its contents. You better have more than that. Because if I've just given over a book that I was clutching to with grim death, I'm going to be horrified. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. Okay, that sounds interesting. What do you know about Romans in Tassing? Or I don't know if we can ask only... Again, I'm going to go down the lines of we can only ask one question at a time here, just in case. So what could have upset Father so much about that? I can't claim any deep insights into the former abbot's mind. I understood him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It is not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue, perhaps? Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. So, perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Smile devilishly. What are you smiling about? Nothing. I am filled with the joy of books, Sister Illuminata. You are a strange man. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. Strange is one way to put it. Hey, it's eating time. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Dinner time already? Took us all that time to take 3 books back. It was morning. Unless dinner is lunch. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. Otto? Who's Otto? Who was Otto again? Who are you? Who's Otto? Working by the guest house below the Abbey. Dinner with Otto and Endris. We've got time for dinner. It's only 8:20. We can have dinner. I've had my bisque. It's only right that we have our almonds and cheese and rye, wasn't it? So a few more pages. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Endris are around. Otto is working below the Abbey, between the guest house and the abbot's house. Cool. Off we go. Glossary. What did we pick up? Sext. Oh, it's noon. Okay, so it's taken us about 3 hours to return the books and have the chat with Sister Illuminata. One of the little hours of prayer, followed by dinner. So dinner is indeed lunch. Dinnery lunch. I certainly wouldn't call almonds and cheese dinner. If that was the case, I'd be very hungry. Lugano. Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. So quite recently, actually. I think we're in 1515 or something now, aren't we? Or are we in 1513 even? Right, anyway, there we go. Let's get our map open. What is dinner then? Supper? Exactly. It probably will be supper. Yeah, you're probably right. Abbot House. Where's the guest house? Oh, here. How do we get there? So this is we need to go here. Oh, yeah. Hang on. There's some steps down, it seems. So if you go out the chapter house and for the chapter house site, so if we get back to that cloister, out the door, down the steps, guest house is here. Let's get ourselves cracking on. Right, where are we going? Right, I'm just going to pop to the loo. I'll be back in a minute, and then we shall press on for another 20 minutes, have our dinner, see what's going on, and that'll be it. Oops, a daisy. Oh, you asked earlier, Cham, about what I was doing this weekend or what planned for the rest of the week. I forgot to mention that tomorrow I'm actually finally seeing a neurologist tomorrow afternoon, so hopefully I might get a little bit further with my health situation. Old Bailey, where's this? Where was that's the dormitory, that's the church. That's the church. I'm trying to find the cloister area. Dormitory, the cloister was round about this side. Crypt, cloister, there we go, we're getting there. And if we go out the cloister at the far side, and down some steps, Lower Abbey, that could do it. Oh, we've not been here before. Oh, look, horses. For a brief moment, look like a unicorn. Right. Oh, we can go to the meadow. I didn't realise we can actually go to the meadow here. To town. Oh, interesting. Oh, we arrived here. Of course, this is the fella. Oh, this is what's Martin doing here? You know, Martin is a bit of a light-fingered fella. That's a bit of petty theft. What's he snooping about for? Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Busy, are you? Not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. Yeah, you're a scoundrel. Always up to no good, and I'm keeping my eye on you. Eat shit. I'm done talking. Okay, so we've found one person that we don't like. We shall remember you, Mr. Martin. Oh my God, look at Endris and Otto chilling out on the floor here. Let me just pop into the guest house first. Have we not been in here? Oh, hang on. Miklaus. God be with you, Andreas. Let's just walk past them for a second. That goes up to the abbot's house. Okay. Good day, Master Marler. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Endris, Otto. Clara did indeed give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I am hungry. Let's pray. Let's pray right here. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. It looks like a cinnamon whirl. What a cinnamon whirl. Just a bit of bread, probably. This must be mine. Almonds, cheese, rye. Are you for concentrating, Andreas? Praying here, sorry. Salivating. Through Christ, our Lord. Amen. 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 Let's eat. It doesn't strike me as somebody to moan, our Andreas. Let's try to look at the brighter things. How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. Oh, I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Selective food item to eat. Hey, this is like Baldur's Gate. The what we're going to eat tonight minigame. Oh. Now, if we're eating this in the principles of the glucose goddess, we should eat fibrous things first, right? Then so there's no veg on the plate, so healthy fats. I'll go with the almonds first, then the cheese, and then we'll finish off with the bread. An almond starter. It's not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Mouthful of almonds. Oh, yeah, agree, yeah. Ah, a bit of cheese. Sheep's milk cheese, oh my god. Has anybody eaten sheep's milk cheese before? It doesn't sound... I mean, it might be delicious. I've had goat's cheese. Goat's cheese is very strong, but very nice. Lovely in a souffle. One of my favourite dishes I've ever eaten in my life. And that's high praise. And I mentioned it before, I'm sure, is a goat's cheese souffle that I had on a cruise ship. Oh, I've had it probably at least 10 times since I had it for the first time, because it is absolutely... In fact, I've had two. I had two one particular year. I was like, bring me two. Don't bring me one pot. Bring me 2 pots of this. I'm not messing about here. Absolute divine. Goat's cheese souffle. Oh. Might have to tell them to try a sheep's cheese souffle next. It's not that bad. I get a lot of good work from the Abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. And then we'll finish off with the bread. I mean, I would have preferred to have put the cheese on the bread. But hey, if we'd have been very clever, what we could have done is we could have ground the almonds up into a very fine paste and had it like a bit of homemade nut butter. Spread that onto the rye bread and topped it with the cheese. But clearly, Andreas, when it comes to food, is not as creative as it comes to his manuscripts. I'll have to work on this. Rye bread. Dry bread, more like. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel fella in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? As far as I can tell, he's come to terrorise the people of Tassig and Kearsau. It's a bit harsh, I don't think we'll go down that line. Check on a commission. He was friendly with Father Matthias. I think he may be here to pressure Brother Piero into finishing the manuscript. We don't know that for certain, do we? He's here for something. That's an assumption on our part, I think. Might be true, to be fair, but we'll keep it to what we know. And what we know is he's here to check on a commission. And we understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. Really? What kind of misgivings, might I ask? Oh, he does seem like he has an unsavoury side to him. Now that is a reasonable deduction. He's wanting to look at a book with some unsavoury stuff in it. People have been very much like turning their noses up when he arrived. So something can't be right. But you know what? We're not going to cast aspersions. We'll just continue to play the role of questioner. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Oh. Otto, that's only gossip. And it isn't Christian to spread rumours like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannick. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offence, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He could sense my inherent moral quality. I quite like these flippant comments. I don't think we're going to mention this, because obviously Martin Luther is a very touchy subject. Talk to me about my work. He's fascinated by both art and books. I mean, that's true, but I kind of want to say that. Right, St. Andreas in the flesh. As if a rich bastard like him has any sense of virtue. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Endris. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offence to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. The Abbey does a lot of good, more than you realise. Have we got any sort of, you know, reason to be overly defensive of the Abbey? I don't know. But, I mean, this is a harsh... We have gathered this, actually. And we have heard a couple of things. I think it's almost like one of these situations where, oh, this will be remembered kind of situations. No, do you know what? We work here for that, and some of the monks in here, we've spoken to the brothers, you know, are very nice, and you know, it gives people a sense of, you know, faith and religion and faith and rules and praying and all that kind of stuff. It keeps people on the straight and narrow, gives them a focus, it gives them a purpose. Some people, at least, anyway. No. I told you this will be remembered. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence and he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in town. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. He's a Mr. Grumpy Pants, isn't he? On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say it, Endris, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he could steal with the least amount of effort. He had the same thought, to be fair. Just a boy, less helpful. Oh no, we don't like him. He's a born shirker, sure enough. I know one when I see one. I see many in my time. Especially when you look in a mirror. Listen, Otto, I don't like your attitude here. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon, Otto. I got it, Endris. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. I can feel it in my hair. We should ask him, how do you know a storm's coming? Can you taste it, smell it, feel it in your bones? What is it with you, Endris? What's your storm sign? My nose twitches when the storm's coming. Get the twitch. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Endris. I can literally see on the right. Yeah. He uses the obvious methodology. You see those dark grey black clouds coming, Andreas? Oh, yeah. Ah, that's the best sign. Okay. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me, if you get a chance. What, the same Eva that when Clara said Otto's been round, she went, oh, Otto's been here, has he? Oh. Eva? You're blushing there, Eva? What are you talking about? Eva, huh? Well chosen, Otto. I do say so. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello from me and keep out of it. I'll try to remember. No, of course. I'll say hello to you. Anyway, I should return to work. I should return to work in the Scriptorium. And until later, Christ be praised. It's a long stint of working. Oh my god. It's the storm has come. Afternoon work is upon us. Right, what have we got to do? A few more pages. Lunch is done. It was nice catching up with Otto and Endris, but it's about time I head back to the Scriptorium to work on the Book of Hours. Is that so? When was the last autosave? 24 seconds ago. Perfect. So let's go to the main menu. Get back to our musical menu. And we shall draw close to today's session there. Well, we've probably got done about as much as you could probably get done if you were playing yourself in 20 minutes. It's taken us 2 hours to get there. But hey, I'm really enjoying this game. I really am enjoying it. And we've probably not even got anywhere near... Well, we're not. It's 20 hours. 30 for me, of course. We're not even dipped our toe in it yet. So, yeah, the more and more, as we are progressing through, I am liking our character more and more. Our Andreas is happy-go-lucky, likes to laugh at a joke, charming when he wants to be, unless your name's Sister Illuminata, and then you're almost like immune to his charm, unfortunately. But yeah, it's really, really good. Really looking forward to it. Next stream of this will probably be Monday, because Sunday will be CK2. But yeah, really looking forward to it. In fact, I might even, when I wake up on Saturday... No, I'm going out Saturday. I'm going out for lunch, aren't I? So it'll have to be... Yeah. Because I say, if I wasn't doing anything Saturday, I'd have probably woke up Saturday morning and thought to myself, I'll give this a blast and, do an hour and a half recording and get it up. But I'm going out, so I can't get that done. So yeah, next session of this will be a stream on Monday. CK2 Sunday, but really looking forward to get back into it because I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. Really am. I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Clearly there's some undertones and things are going on, and the Baron here is a bit shady. The chapter is about the Baron, so it'll be interesting to see how it progresses and what we find out about him as we go through. But hey, looking forward to seeing where it goes. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for joining me. A bit of a last minute thing, but I just felt in the mood to play it, so and hope you're enjoying it too. So go forth, enjoy your weekends as well, because I probably won't speak to you now until Sunday. And yeah, until next time, as the music comes to a close, I'll see you soon.